Hello, my name is Kendra Brock, and today I'm going to talk to you about reusable learning objects, or RLOs. So, what exactly are reusable learning objects? That's one of the questions that we want to answer for you today. Also, we will talk about how they're used and if they're better than traditional learning objects that you could possibly hold in your hand, per se. I have created a PowerPoint presentation or slide presentation for you guys to follow along, just to make it a little bit easier as we go through. That way you can click when you are ready to click, or let the slide stay still until you're ready to do something different. All right, let's get started. Both of these items are reusable, and they're both learning objects, and they really could both be considered technology, as both of these things have been invented at some point in time. The difference is only one of these can interact with you, and which in turn will enable your learning to increase. So, are reusable learning objects better than your traditional learning objects? I personally think that they are not better, but in some cases will aid better than your traditional objects you can hold in your hand. I think that it depends on the particular situation and the particular learner that is going to use the object. Being able to use these sort of interactive devices and things enables the user and the technology that's being used to grow. And I think that that is one of the most important parts um, and important attributes to the reusable learning objects, is that every everybody and everything does have the opportunity to grow, because even with the RLO, you are able to learn from the things that have not worked and go into the program or system and make those changes. And then you can continue to do that. It is very fluid, and others are allowed to do, or able to do, excuse me. And so, being able to have a always growing um, object that is teaching is remarkable. Um, the only other thing that I can think of that is a always growing thing that is a teacher would be a human being. So definitely these things have their place. And it is great that we are now at a point that we have these type of capabilities in order to help aid in the learning processes. Other ways of using reusable learning objects are things like being able to help students with learning or developmental disabilities. This is one of the areas that is really close to my heart, as I myself, as well as both of my young boys, have learning disabilities. And I struggled a lot growing up trying to find ways to learn things that should have come easy or came easier to other students. And as an adult now, watching my kids have to go through those type of things sometimes is a little disheartening. So to be able to have things like these glass beads for writing letters or words, or other things like that to reuse and help aid in the learning process is awesome. And it seems as though these things are being used and developed more and more as more and more technology has increased over the last several years. Overall, I think that RLOs are very good in aiding in the process of learning. Whether it's just a small learning game or a total integrated system that can have multiple users and everyone can make changes to them. It's easy to see that they're quickly growing in the different unique styles of these learning objects. There are also many companies that are focused on teaching us how to make these learning objects and how to implement them into bigger and larger scale systems and lesson plans. I have actually attached some links below to some of those companies because I think it's important that even if we only use one of these learning objects, if it helps a kid or it helps someone that was otherwise having a difficult time or just simply unable to grasp the concept of a subject, then it would be well worth it. And the fact that you would then know what to do for the next time and have this object available to reuse in the future, I think is just awesome.